Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaves a flower, but only so an hour, then leaf subsides to leaf. So Eden sink to grief, so dawn goes down to day. Nothing gold can stay. This is Robert Frost's poem, Nothing Gold Can Stay, in which he essentially says that nothing good or beautiful can last forever. This to me exemplifies what the fall is all about. It's a time to embrace change and an opportunity to embrace all of the things that keep us grounded and keep us alive. That's why today I want to share with you a unique fall adventure that you could do right in your own city or town that will inspire you to welcome the fall with an open mind, an open heart, and a happy stomach. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to make a delicious mushroom and squash soup that you could show off to your friends and family. The adventure begins with a bike ride to your local farmer's market. Biking is a great way to get fresh air, cover long walking distances, and take in more of your surroundings in the process. So take the long route through streets you don't usually go through and take some time to absorb your surroundings. And if you don't own a bike, then make use of the city bikes if you have those available. If you don't have city bikes, then call up a friend and say, hey, I need your bike. Now, buying from the farmer's market is key if you want a delicious soup. Not only are you supporting local businesses, but you're also getting the freshest ingredients, and that makes a huge difference. Meaning that those tomatoes that you need to buy weren't packaged and didn't travel on a truck for days. They had the chance to mature on a vine and keep all of their juicy goodness for your soup. These are the ingredients that you need to pick up for your soup. They're also listed down in the description. So once you have all your ingredients and you bike your way back home, then the adventure continues in the kitchen. A good soup has two components, a nurturing broth and tantalizing toppings. Let's start with the broth. First, cut up chunky pieces of onion and put them in a pot with a little bit of oil on a medium flame. Once your onions get nice and crispy, then add diced tomatoes. These tomatoes in particular are heirloom tomatoes, which are honestly from a different universe. Let the tomatoes and onions really get to know each other right until the tomatoes start to dissolve. Once you have a nice saucy consistency, add 4 cups of water and turn the flame down to low. Next, add half a cup of green lentils. This will give the broth more flavor and a thicker consistency. And add 1 or 2 bay leaves for umami. Quick side note here, if you're not familiar to umami, it's essentially a 5th flavor that our tongues can perceive. In Japanese, it translates roughly to the essence of deliciousness, which is pretty intense. Add salt to taste, add dried oregano, cumin, and sage. Then at this point, you'll want to leave it to simmer for 15 to 20 minutes until the lentils are cooked and all your ingredients are mixed together into a savory broth. Okay, so moving on to the substance, to the toppings, to the good stuff. First, preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Cut your squash in half, scoop the guts, add salt, pepper, and a little bit of olive oil. You'll want to roast your squash for 20 to 30 minutes until they're tender to a piercing fork. While your squash is roasting, cut your mushrooms into 1/2-inch semi-thick slices. Add salt, pepper, and oil to the mushies. Also, remember that when you're cooking mushrooms, you want to have the pan hot before you add the oil. This way, the mushrooms don't absorb the oil and become soggy. They get crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. Once the squash is ready, cut it into cubes and throw it into the pot along with the mushrooms. You can leave the flame at low and let everything simmer together for just a few minutes. Then, turn off the heat and do a final seasoning check to get the flavor just right. Really, you have to feel it in the flavor in that moment when you're cooking. This way you can learn from the mixture of things that you're creating. And remember, when you have that hot bowl of soup in front of you, enjoy it to the fullest, because just like the fall, nothing gold can stay. And there you have it, a unique fall adventure. Thanks for watching. I do hope that you try this at home, and if you do, definitely let us know how it goes. How'd your soup turn out? Did you like it? Was it too salty? Did your friends like it? Did your parents like it? Leave a comment below, or you could always find us on Instagram at BrightTrip. Also, make sure to check out brighttrip.com. We have a catalog of travel courses that help you travel smarter. One of my personal favorites is Cape Town. Justin explains the complicated history of Cape Town and gives you context and all sorts of knowledge so that you could have a fantastic trip there.